All right, hello, everyone, and welcome back. My wife and I were wrapping up a 504 plan meeting with one of our daughters, and it got me thinking, how does my wife keep this stuff straight? I mean, I'm the finance guy. I've been that our entire marriage, and it's a big reason why I decided to start my blog and work with Zeke on these videos. But it got me thinking, for parents of special needs children, you can't talk about finances without talking about the other things we do for and with our kids on a daily basis, like IEPs and 504 plans. Well, I'm the finance guy in the family. My wife's the IEP lady. With her background in teaching, she knows this stuff way better than me. But as a special needs parent, you wear many hats. And over the years, I had to learn a lot about this part of the life as well. So in this video, Zeke and I create a quick TLDR, too long, didn't read summary of what an IEP and 504 plan is, why it's important to know, how these plans are different from each other, and some quick tips for getting started. Hey, Zeke, want to kick us off and tell our viewers the basics of an IEP and 504 plan?
As Brian was saying, being the parent of a special needs child forces a lot of us to wear many hats. And as we all know, there's always a lot to learn. And while Brian and my main wheelhouse is finances and financial planning, we also had to learn a lot when it came to the world of special education and IEPs, which are individualized education plans, and 504 plans. And in my case, as many of you know, I was a public middle school math teacher for almost 10 years before I became a professional focusing on special needs financial planning. And so when my oldest son was diagnosed on the autism spectrum at 2.5 years old, I became the one who handled most of the educational issues in our household because I was always already at least somewhat familiar with all of this from having a master's in education and having attended so many IEP and 504 meetings and having had to implement those plans for many kids in my classrooms over the years. But of course, most of the families that I work with don't have that background. And there really is a lot to learn about many things when it comes to special education services and educational rights. And so Brian and I decided to do a quick intro to this TLDR article that we wrote about IEPs and 504 plans in order to help you all get a little bit up to speed. And of course, we're always including a link in the bottom in our description below. So for this video, what we're going to do is focus on why you need to learn about IEPs and 504 plans. Special education plans like IFSPs and IEPs and 504 plans, all of those are legally mandated under the Americans with Disabilities Act. And that's to ensure that children with disabilities receive the proper in-school support that they're entitled to under federal law. And these plans describe the most appropriate school setting for the child, whether that's a general education classroom, an integrated co-teaching ICT classroom with one general education teacher and one special education teacher, or some form of self-contained classroom with a specific ratio of students to adults, such as 8 to 1 to 1, which means 8 students with one teacher and one aide or assistant. And then, in addition to the setting, these plans also describe the related services the students have been approved to receive, such as speech therapy or occupational therapy or pull in or push out help with academic skills. Could be counseling, even paraprofessionals or health aides who stay with the student to help and guide them and ensure their safety. And these plans also describe specific social, emotional, and academic goals for the students in that particular school year, as well as other support services and accommodations that the student may need in order to succeed at school, such as extra time on tests, extra spacing on problem solving, or being able to be allowed to use assisted technology. And these plans are designed to level the playing field by providing structured goals, specialized help, and accommodations that recognize each child's unique abilities and challenges. Without these plans, children might miss out on the educational opportunities and developmental services that they're entitled to and that are critical for their educational growth. And as we said before, it's every child's right to be able to learn to their best of their ability and in the best and least restrictive environment possible. And so ultimately, it's up to your school and your district or your city to make sure that this happens. And that's why understanding how these IFSPs and IEPs and 504 plans work is so important to you. So make sure that your child has all the right evaluations done that they need to in order to determine what their needs are and what setting is best for them and what services are going to be best for them. And then stay in touch with your school's special education service team as much as possible. Make sure that you attend every one of those IEP meetings. Ask as many questions as you need to make sure that you understand what's being recommended and what's not and why. And remember that you don't have to sign off on any plan if you're not satisfied or if you have concerns. I could go on, but we're running low on time. And as I said before, we've attached a link to the full article in the description below that goes through this and so much more in a lot more detail.
If you want to see our full article on special education plans, click on the link to our full article below, where we concisely break down the different plans available, when to use each type of plan, how different, and also some quick tips to help you get started from a parent's point of view. Or if you also need some personal one-on-one help to jumpstart your financial journey, schedule a call with Zeke using a link provided at the bottom of the video. Zeke and I have figured out the things that have been keeping you up at night. We have the knowledge, products, services, and experience that help you and save you time and avoid the pitfalls we've been experiencing in our journeys. Facing all this can get really overwhelming. We know because we've been there. Most importantly, with us by your side, you're never alone on this journey. We're your resource, your guide, even your confidant if you're struggling to sort out your financial situation. Last, but definitely not least, you want to have more of these types of videos sent directly to your inbox. Do the big three to keep our videos coming right to you. Click on that subscribe button below, give us a thumbs up by clicking the like button, and share this video with your family and friends. Until next time, remember, we all deserve a better life, and we can help you take the financial actions needed to give yourself the peace of mind you need and set up the protection your loved ones deserve.